Hi everyone, V here and welcome back to Wani Gator. Last time we went through one hell of a formal. The dance was awesome, the stuff that Olivia did for us was amazing. It did not turn out that good for Ben, but hopefully he'll manage to get over it. So let's see how things unfold after that. Christmas Day. A tiny tin holiday tune plays from a nearby radio as we walk in the snow. Fresh white powdery rice crunches loudly underfoot, and our knitted mittens walk the pile and compact heaps of the fresh white powder. Not only compacted though, but sculpted. Vinny has a bright future ahead of him as he works studiously on his Christmas monuments. The loud chatter of teeth growing nearer must be Damien. He must be done collecting the sticks we need. Taking a step back, I look over the 5 different piles of snow we've gathered from the yard. Vinny, got the arms here. Sweet, I need some twigs so I can make our mouse just right too. The younger boy finally stands and marches through the now muddy grass of the yard. Bro, Inky, you just start on the bodies. I'll make the heads. Damien salutes at his brother's orders, and we all start on finishing Vinny's project before it gets too cold. While I'm fine with my new mittens and scarf, the brothers are nearly praising themselves for Vinny's art, which at least motivates them to complete the 5 figures in the time it take me to finish a single snowman. Originally, Vinny was begging me to make a snowman in his stead, but he got ahead of himself and ended up giving himself an artistic vision of a whole family of snow people modeled after the family. And I would have had to do it all myself, but Randy decided he had enough of all yard-related tasks being delegated to me this season. At least we have the promise of lunch. Olivia's hard at work in the kitchen. Now I've made a few snowmen in my day, but never snow dinos. Tails are easy enough. What's not easy is the beaks. As powerful as Christmas magic is, it's no match for basic physics. Damien tries making a very tall one to resemble Liv. It ends up crumpling at its own weight and falling over right in his face. After so long, I actually do manage to get the snooze right. It's just a matter of how you pack it together. And before long, there's a nice little group of snow dinos for each of the panes. Olivia is special. It's sprawled out flat like how she always lays in her bed. I see Olivia judging from the window. It's a playful glare that knows I'm right but demands satisfaction for the hazing. Wait, I gotta check. Okay. I guess that the Olivia one is hidden behind Vinny. Hold on, it's not quite finished yet. Vinny quickly begins forming another frosty figure next to Snow Olivia. Soon enough, it begins taking a humanoid shape, though lacking any significant details. Hey, can I borrow your shades? Oh, sure thing. Panicking my shades, the little dino presses the hinges straight into its head. There, now it's everyone! Let's take a look once again. Yep, there's Damien, the parents, Vinny, Snow Olivia, and us, of course. That looks pretty darn adorable. Oh. I'll let the ink cycle keep those for now. Of course, he has a spare. I think it's about time to head back inside. I fear Damien's frills might break off if we stay out here any longer. I wave to the brothers toward the door, and they run ahead in search of warmth. For a moment, I consider adding some fine dinosaur-related detailing, but I don't want to keep Olivia waiting. I make my way inside, making sure to stamp the snow off my boots beforehand. By the time I see them, Damien and Vinny have already changed into dry clothes. The jackets they had worn, designed and made and thoroughly insulated for the cold, hung heavily on the coat rack nearby. I knew they'd be good gifts, especially for Vinny. I'll remind him how to clean the jackets later. The brothers sit on the couch, wrapped in down blankets and sipping hot chocolate way too quickly. I was 30 seconds, how did he get changed that fast? We're just trying to freeze to death as little as possible. It wasn't that bad. Save the Agathoid? I have no idea what reference this is. That's not a slur, is it? Not a case. I'd rather not get the couch all wet, so I'll just have to stand for now. At the very least, Damien gestures to the thermos of hot chocolate and sperm mug on the coffee table. After yanking off my new handmade mittens, I pour myself a cup and savor the heat as my fingers regain feeling. Soon enough, the familiar sounds of rubber on hardwood signals Olivia's arrival. The first thing she notices is the two Payne brothers clumped together on the couch. You two look like you're having fun. Yeah, did you see the snow guys we built? We made one that kinda looks like you. I saw, I'm flattered. I just finished lunch. You hungry? I could smell it ever since I entered, the smell of well-seared meat and veggies. Ever since she came over to visit that one time, I've been dying to try her cooking again. Absolutely. I think I'll stay here for now. Damien, I'm offering you food. No, sir, not getting out of this chair. Eustace, is that you? Vinny takes the cue from his elder and follows his example, crossing his arms and smugly holding his chin up in defiance. You guys suck. Olivia motions me toward the kitchen and I take one last sip of the cocoa before joining her. She ladles me a bowl, explaining all the intricacies of the special way she learned to make this from Sophia. Though she would never tell me the secret Payne seasoning that she used to further enhance the taste of all her cooking. Is it MSG? Because MSG makes everything better. I carefully set the bowls on a large tray and hand the tray to Olivia, who sets it carefully across her armrests. Our meal set, Olivia's hunger for food shakes the house to its foundation. Sophia and Randy meet us as I wheel Olivia into the living room, and they're looking well rested from their afternoon nap. Oh, thank you, Olivia. It looks fantastic. Olivia smiles and sets the tray down on the coffee table so she can start passing the bowls out one by one. With a flick of his tail, Vinny turns on the television, already set to a sports channel and playing a hockey match. Randy takes a noisy slurp of the broth, licking his chops after. Tastes fantastic too. So enjoy the stew so we can have the real Christmas treats. Real Christmas treats? When Olivia sees my confused look, she simply smiles and shakes her head. The rest of the Payne looks excited though, and start voraciously slurping down their stew. Following their example, I abandon my spoon and take up my bowl and bring it to my lips. Just the right mixture of salty and spicy, the veggies and meat and creamy broth going down so smoothly. As much as I want to savor my first sip, the others have already drank up most of their meal. So I too greedily slurp down my meal until I can set my empty bowl back down on the serving tray in satisfaction. Oh man, that really hit the spot, Olivia. Looking around, Olivia isn't in the room anymore. Olivia? Give her a moment, Hinko. She's just fetching some things. can only guess the treats based on how Vinny is vibrating the entire couch with his excitement. Alright, wouldn't be Christmas without these. These looking to be a tray filled with some kind of oddly shaped chocolates. Olivia wheels herself right next to me, so I take the tray from her armrest. Okay, she smiles and gracefully tosses herself beside me onto the couch. Looking down at the tray again, the treat looks like bundles of sticks held together by their sugary coating. What? They're called haystacks, Inko. I don't think I ever had those. I have no idea what... Try one, you'll love it. I pop one of the smaller bundles into my mouth, chewing on the sweet and salty homemade candy. Marshmallow, butterscotch, and... chow mein noodles? I hold up one of the uncovered sticks to inspect it. It's an older tradition, so I'm not surprised you don't know it, Inko. Like, really chow mein noodles? Is that, like, an actual thing? Like, if it is, then I would not mind trying some, but... yeah, it just doesn't sound right. At least not in my head. I take a couple more and pass the tray to Damien. They are quite delicious. Olivia plucks one of the pieces from my hand and pops it into her mouth, crunching the candy into oblivion. Just like the stew, the tray of haystacks is devoured rapidly too. Randy sinks further into his recliner, drawing his wife onto his lap with a surprised yelp from her. She shakes her head and settles beside him, looking over everyone else with a content smile. This is what the holidays are all about. Candy? That too. Family, son. And presents. About being with the ones we love most, Vincent. The young boy considers her words, and comes to his own conclusion. Well, I love candy, so we should have more. He looks to Olivia, who snorts at his logic. I'll make more later, okay? Sweet. Knowing now that there will be more Christmas candy, the young Dino eyes focus on a hockey game playing. On screen, the hockey puck is finally hit into the net. The shot is replayed a couple times from different angles, all the while the professional commentators talk about the college teams. While they mainly focus on the players' game efforts, the commentators also highlight the players' plans and degrees. Which reminds me of what's to come soon. Going back to school next week. Don't remind me. But it's the last semester before graduation. They're free to go do whatever. College, jobs. Vinny will finally have a room to himself. Oh, that's true. Once you guys go, it'll just be Vinny here to keep us company. All my kids are growing up. Don't worry, Ma, way ahead of you. I'll fail all my classes just for you. Of course. Not if you know what's good for you. Yeah, even if it was a joke, you do not a joke like that around your parents. It'd be strange seeing this place quiet for once. It's been pretty little this year. I'll have to enjoy it while it lasts. It's a whole 6 months before we even graduate, guys. Yeah, plus I still don't have any real plans yet. School's probably gonna be bothering us a whole lot about applying to colleges starting now. Wait, you have no plans at all? Olivia shrugs. I know what I want to do, obviously. But compared to Liz, she has the next decade of her life planned out, maybe more. Liz just goes above and beyond. As for me, I don't really know either. Maybe college, but I'm open to other options. Guess it's a good thing we got half a year still then. Yeah. Damien stands up with a slight grin, marching back to the tiny Christmas tree in the corner. All the gifts had been unwrapped, but some of the presents were still beneath it, awaiting the pains to make room in her house for them. He scoops up something and comes back to the couch. Ah, I see it's that new retro console. I still can't wrap my head around the concept. Wouldn't you want a console from the latest generation? I mean, console from the latest generation is one thing, but it would also be good if there were any games for that console. I'm sorry, PlayStation. Plus, retro consoles, retro gaming is freaking amazing. Yo, leave the future to the future, we still gotta try all the presents. Where's Game Dibs? I can't stop my smile spreading, even though I know Damien's only trying to change the subject. Someone nips my shoulder. Hey, what's up? We're forgetting someone. I wanna give Gus his Christmas breakfast. Olivia pushes herself to the edge of the couch seat, but before she can set her knees down to the floor, she pauses and turns her eyes my way. Inku, could you help me? Yeah, do you want your chair? She shakes her head no and then holds her arms out. Ah, she wants uppies. I can feel my face heat up as I comprehend what she really wants. Don't you normally walk on your knees around the house? Just do it. Ah. There it is. It doesn't matter if your strength is given up or something like that. When your girl wants you to lift her, you do it. Oh my god, this is so wholesome, I love it. The rest of the family look amused as I slide one arm beneath her legs and the other around her back. Olivia further secures herself by wrapping her arm over my shoulder. Lifting her up is slowly becoming muscle memory, though my gait to her room still feels awkward and wobbly. Olivia doesn't mind it though, as she smiles contentedly the entire time and even after I nearly drop her onto the bed. Once her tiny minion is properly fed his righteous Christmas feast, Olivia and I sit together on her bed and just hold each other. The hollering of the rest of her family is thankfully muted by her wolves, and we finally have the quiet time I know she was looking for. My hands caress her back, drawing out her sweet bellowing purse, and she leans more and more against me. And with my face in her hair, I recall I still have something in my pocket for her. She pouts and nips my arm as I draw away from her. Let go of me, I got something for you. She grunts and releases her hostage. I pull the smoke box from my pocket, still neatly wrapped in shiny violet paper and topped with an emerald bow. Okay, violet paper, so Woody and her scales. She sits up and accepts the present, tilting an eyebrow. Wait, you could have given me this when we were opening all the presents. This one's special, go on, open it. Oh my god, and once again, you cannot do this to me all the time, she's so freaking cute. Olivia carefully tears the wrapping off the box and lifts the cover. Inside the neatly folded sheet of cloth, when Olivia pinches it to bring it out, it unfolds into its true shape. It's a stylized tail brace meant for support and warmth. It only required commissioning Liz for the pattern, and Sophia just needed the material to put it together. Aww. I motion for her tail, which she delicately sets in my hand. I noticed after our dance it really took a toll on you. For a few days your tail was so scratched up and sore you didn't want to use it for anything at all. Even now I can feel the muscles beneath her scales are still hot and tender. With all the care necessary, I slide the fashionable accessory over her tail. The elastic bands within are already working, distributing a comforting pressure across her entire tail and causing Olivia to coo happily as she relaxes further on her bed. So, it won't be so rough on you next time. It takes a moment for Olivia to process my words. Her expression of contentment slowly changes to one of surprise, and then a gentle smile. Next time? That'd be nice. And once again, okay, that's a rather big one. I thought it was a little bit shorter, like it would end somewhere over here. Holy crap, this is heartwarming. The twitch of her cheek doesn't escape my sight. Olivia, you okay? Yeah, just... She chews her lip for a moment to think. Is it something bad? Oh no, it's silly. I guess I just felt, I don't know, guilty for a second. Her fingers wring her blanket. Guilty? What for? It's... At some point while I was making the fountain painting, I was resting when I remembered something. When I was a lot younger, I would occasionally go to these physical therapy appointments. There was some other kids like me actually, maybe 3 or 4 years old. One of them was able to waddle a bit with his tail. Almost everyone was excited he could manage that. But another kid's tail was too short. He was stuck on all fours still. So it's a miracle I even could do what I did. But it made me think, and I eventually found videos of someone dancing like that, with her tail. Someone like me, Unlucky enough to have this issue, lucky enough so I can still move around a bit on my own. But what about the others, like that boy? What would they think after seeing us dance? It's been on my mind ever since I started practicing. Olivia clears her throat and looks at me with a sadness permeating from her moon-shade eyes. That's what gave me the idea, but... Should I have? I feel like somehow I shouldn't have, but I did because I love you. Confuses me. What did those kids think? Did you ever see them again? She shakes her head. What about anyone else like you? What do they think? I don't know. Wouldn't any of them be happy to have what you have? So many of them can't ever do something like that. I guess, but still... This will sound dumb, but it still feels like I'm somehow betraying something. Maybe insulting. I could only dance because I was just able enough to use an appendage just long and strong enough to allow it. I guess I feel like I'm mocking them. I'm the luckiest unlucky person. I get the occasional glimpse at normalcy. I may as well not even be called disabled. I'm such an outlier. I know you didn't ever want to be. I know. Her face falls and her entire mouth trembles. I don't have any answer for her. How would I? She's not some strange exception case because of a bunch of crazy variables, and that's not why I love her. She's Olivia, and I love her because she's Olivia. My hands set her tail down on her lap so that they can cup one of her cheeks and tilt her head upward. Looking into those beautiful silver irises, my whispered words carry my honest feelings for her too clearly here. Hey, I got you this because I love you, no other reason. If you don't want to use it in any particular way, nobody's making you, alright? The concern in her eyes still exists, but as her lips rise and her eyelids soften, I can see that sorrow subsumed by comforting love. Okay. She leans into my palm and sighs softly. That's a good enough reason for now. Olivia starts running her hand across her tail's garment. It's pretty. Thanks, it's tailor-made just for you. I like it a lot. Thanks. Oh. Come on, don't cry now. What a gift, and caring and being there for me, and... Olivia's comments devolve into mumbling affectionate words about me as she pushes herself onto my chest, wrapping her arms tightly around my body and her tail around my leg. I love you, Inko. I love you too, Olivia. I draw her even closer with my own arms, burying my face into her hair as I cradle the girl against me. Eventually, we'll show off Olivia's newest gift. But for now, she wants to be held, and I want to hold her. Come January, the new semester starts. The final semester and the break and new year provides a nice start to the end. Even Ben seemed to be bouncing back. Contrary to his fears, it was business as usual once the break ended. Sure, there was the occasional rumor or whisper, but they were vastly overshadowed. Classes pass and the weather finally starts getting warmer again. It really felt like a victory lap compared to how turbulent that first half of the year. Olivia in particular decided she'd lived here for too long without exploring much, so she got a new fire on her to see the city inside and out. We got to see it all: art galleries, grand luxurious malls, underground tunnel systems, the local skate parks, just seeing everything the city had to offer. We even went back to visit the arcade a few times. And that brings us here. From a public school standpoint, I consider it our final destination. Not the last class, or the graduation itself, or even the after party Olivia and I skipped to cuddle together at my place. I had something better in mind, something I'd always wanted to do since my folks moved here. And finally, I was able to make a plan and put it into action. Liz's hatchback barrels down the freeway. The trunk is completely packed for the week-long trip ahead of us. Not driving though, the location is shockingly close. Olivia holds my arms close, jittering a bit in anticipation. I'd always heard of this place, but I'd never actually been. I have once. Was in elementary school, but it was a blast. Did you get to go surfing? No, and I don't plan to. You know, right now I imagined Liz on a surfboard. And with that neck, unless she knows how to coil it around itself like, I don't know, like a scarf or something. Such a big neck, that would look freaking amazing on a surfboard. What about you, Inko? You up for hanging 10? Maybe, although I'd rather avoid a burial at sea. That actually does scare me a bit. Worse. I mentioned we got to explore everything the city had to offer. That wasn't exactly true. There's one place I've been avoiding having to mention just for the occasion. Something we'd all talked about together and decided to save for very last. And we're getting even closer as Liz drives onto a humongous concrete bridge jutting out across the shore. Our fifth passenger speaks up. I'd actually briefly considered setting up a senior trip down here. Oh, I'm so glad you didn't. I would have resigned from treasurer on the spot. It never would have flied here, especially with the audit. Everyone, shut up, I see it. All of us leaned forward, trying to get a glimpse of our destination. Also, that's nice that they took Ben with them. Just off the coast of the city, there was an island. You know how the city is called Volcaldera Bluffs? Well, I'd seen the bluffs, I just haven't seen the caldera of the Vol. The island hosts both. Manuai it's called, and Kauela Kekai Kailani being the three volcanoes making up the archipelago. With its lush natural forestry, the island was labeled a national park. Every last plant here grew of its own accord, creating a wild jungle that beautifully engulfs every section of life here. All the way up towards the mountain peak, where numerous hiking trails lead to a scenic view of the dormant volcano as well as a panoramic of the island itself. Then there's the small yet bustling town that sits just above the golden sand beaches, where the aquatic dino inhabitants make their real living. So many unique boutiques here, full to bursting with handmade trinkets that perfectly captured the island's community. And then there were the few resorts and such as the one we're staying at, nestled on the foothills to give tourists the best view possible. Our connected suits faced towards the towering mountain, with our sheer balcony providing us a view almost directly of the largest dormant volcano. It was the perfect setup there, not only with a well-padded lawn chairs, but even a built-in grill for Olivia and Damien to fight over. Okay, but that looks freaking amazing though. I step out of the shower and start drying off with a towel. All day today we got to see as many sights the island has to offer as we could. Through to war, Damien's top priority was surfing lessons. I'll be down at the shore every day this week for a few hours. Olivia tells me dinos can get sunburned, but I swear he seemed a little redder this afternoon. Speaking of, Olivia offered to handle my sunscreen treatment. I don't know which of us was more eager. Me for avoiding the harsh sun rays, or Olivia, who looked elated at the idea of being handsy with me. I'm pretty sure she was way more excited than you are. And while she did a good job, I felt the need for a sun-bathed guts tattoo was too much. At first we all hung together, checking out the shops and restaurants we wanted to visit. But after Damien ran off on his own, we started to disperse and go on our own adventures. Liz found a place that would give her a full neck massage. That's a thing? I mean, for them. Still, that sounds kind of weird, but hey, what do I know? My neck is a regular length, so... Ben became engrossed in the cultural side of the island, taking a foot tour through the history of Manuai. And Olivia and I had decided to hang out at Luau, sampling the bonfire-cooked meats while watching a lively fire dance show. There's just one last thing tonight, if you ask me, is the most important part. I exit the bathroom in a fresh set of clothes. Outside, the sky is beginning to darken. The sun is riding along the edge of the monolithic husk of the volcano. That's why I picked this resort. There's not a better view in the state. Olivia lazes around on one of the large beds. She sips an exotic juice cocktail and flips through a travel magazine. Took long enough. You're sampling every darn soap they got in there. I'm just thorough. If I'd known you'd take half an hour, I'd have gone first. It's about time to meet up. Taking a spot beside her, I see Olivia's phone resting on her stomach. How'd the call with your dad go? The older baryonyx had called just as we got back to our room, which is why I got first dibs on our shower. We would have talked for longer if I had known you wanted to drain all of the Hodor's water. Thanks. He's good though. Said he tried to come home by summer's end. That'd be awesome. We could have another pool party at Damien's. Anyway, how long till everyone's back? Soon, so I'm gonna go clean up now. Relax, I can wait. Olivia sets herself on the well-cleaned carpet and starts marching to the bathroom. Nah, you go and set up. Hold on. She picks out a soda from the mini-fridge and flicks the door shut with her hip. The can's drained and crumpled in seconds, and she gifts me the piece of litter. Wow, treasure. Yep, I'll come find you guys when I'm done, alright? Sure. The door clicks behind her and I start making preparations. I pick up our room's phone and dial the number for room service. A brief phone call later and the order is placed for some pizzas, 3 pepperoni, 1 with anchovies. It's set to deliver to my next destination. I find a mini cooler I'd brought and fill it up with ice and more sodas from the fridge. And lastly is my camera bag and tripod, which I sling over my shoulder. Carrying everything, I step out of the bungalow into the fresh, humid air. That looks even prettier, honestly. There's a huge shared balcony nearby, intended for parties and equipped for buffets. Now that the whole place is vacant, I may climb to the tables closest to the edge. From here, the whole town below sits in view of us. I notice it's layered from tropical jungle to civilization to beachfront. Across the water, the city is still visible, near enough to remind us we're close to home, but far enough to feel like we're in another world. It's a lot to take in. I let my breath out and inhale deeply. Let's make the most of it while it lasts. Setting the mini cooler down on the floor near the wall, I spend the next few minutes gazing out over the view of the island. It's hard to look away, and I'm already getting ideas for where we could go next. But I have a task to perform first, and I set my camera and tripod in the ideal location, retrieving my new remote. Hey, there you are! Turning around, I spot Damien approaching me with a quickened pace. I almost flinch until he walks right past me, stopping next to the mini cooler and patting the top of it as he fetches a can of soda. Don't run away now, you hear? Don't think it'll have much to say back, Damien. Everything on its way? I just ordered pizza, it should be here soon. Cool, Liz and 4 Ice number 2 will be out in a sec. Thanks. 4 Ice number 2? Damien drops down on a seat, knowing the top of the soda can off and drinking its contents. Dang, this place is something else though, isn't it? Thanks, Inko. No problem, I'm glad we could do something like this. True to Damien's word, Liz strolls out of her bungalow. She's sharing with Damien, yawning into her hand. Her head seems to swing around more than usual. Oh, I feel amazing. I can't believe I've never tried acupuncture. I mean, I heard that it has incredible effect, at least on some people, but I would not dare to try it. I do not like the idea of being turned into a porcupine with so many needles. Good for you, Liz. Everything's just so faultless, it's crazy. She joins us by the table, continuing to rave about her spa treatment. And they were just so coordinated, like a pit stop crew in a race. They called it I Cum Laude treatment. I think this makes speeches in the native tongue. I mean, it could be worse. At least none of you got called, what was this? At least none of you got called a Howley. Neat. Actually, I took Olivia down to Little Trudon a while back. He told us the Japanese word for gator is Wani. I think I've heard of that before. But she's a baryonyx, isn't she? Ben is the latest to join us. I check back at the window to my bungalow and see Olivia's out of the shower getting ready. That's what she said, but the resemblance is undeniable. Oh, absolutely. In elementary school, whenever a teacher did see you later alligator thing, everyone would point to her. She hated it. Boy, I know you're not telling anyone about the dark trauma of my past. Olivia approaches, freshly washed up and carrying quite a payload with her. Geez, is that all of your odd stuff? You know vacations are to get away from work, right? Can it, unless you want to wake up tomorrow with a mustache. She moves from the chair to the table facing the balcony and unfolds a travel easel. Atop it, a plain sketchbook is placed, but Olivia procures a small paint palette instead of any pencil. Right away she gets to work, starting with a brilliant red near the top of the page. Don't stare, keep talking. Just going on about our days. I checked out a few of the trails just before I got back. Some beautiful stuff around here, you guys should check it out. Oh, hold that thought. Heck yeah! He points an approaching pair of dino ladies carrying large trays. They set them down on the tables. 4 fresh, steaming pizzas. Liz has to hold Damien back from rolling a hole in the table. Of course. Now I kinda wonder, because I know that there's the whole corrosive spit thing, but is this like something that he can control? Or is just all natural? Because if it's all natural, then I imagine even a single kiss would be, let's say, problematic. But if it's something like, that it secretes on will, kind of like, I don't know, venom, then, well, it's better, but I guess Damien still has a lot of work ahead of him to control it. Olivia, however, has her attention split between her canvas and the fresh food. But she shakes her head and goes back to it. You don't even want one? Here. I pick a slice up, careful not to drop it, and bring it over to Olivia's mouth. Once she notices, she opens wide and chomps half of it in one mouthful. Alright, now it's a party. Damien springs for some pizza himself. And once we settle in for real, he gets Liz's attention. Yo, Liz, your last year go as you expected. I remember you going on about it just before senior year started. Oh no, not at all. My predictions were way off course. I never would have expected things to turn out like this. But I'm glad it did. It's been nuts for everyone. I don't think anyone here is the same person they were before. What about you, Inko? What were you expecting as the new guy? That's a good question. I remember when I first stepped out of the metro on the first day of school. I wanted to have lots of friends most of all. I had actually never made friends before, not like you guys. Just people I'd known for as long as I was around before I had to move again. So it was my goal to get as many as I could. Yeah, and how'd that go? I didn't know friendship could be so exhausting. Yes, it can. But so rewarding too. All the trials and tribulations and everything, I think they were all worth it. Because I made friends with you all. I looked at a certain girl who remained silent but not inattentive as I catch her own eyes staring my way. And more. So I guess to sum it up, it's been an experience I'd never want to give up, Damien. Despite the ups and downs and twists and turns. I simply never would have guessed the new student would have been such a wrench in the works. Thank you. Getting so tangled up in Olivia, Mia, everyone else. And me. I was in a bad situation, and not anymore. Thinking all this, things were set in motion from day one, huh? Hey, I'm grateful. Thanks. Yo, Olivia. I'm going around the table and asking for your input one last time. What do you think? She stops brushing and looks me in the eye before turning all the way with a smile. About the new human student waltzing in and wrecking our ways of life? I'm currently relaxing at a fancy-as-hell beach resort with some of my favorite people. One of which I thought I'd never be friends with again. All thanks to my boyfriend. She looks back to me. Yeah, you did good, soldier. Thanks. And Damien, I really appreciate you always trying to include me. Damien brushes the back of his head. He's got nothing to say for once. From there, conversation drifts from topic to topic. Liz in particular got into a bragging competition with Ben when she talked about the colleges she was applying to, and he rebutted with his own lofty goals. Damien pretended to moderate the whole debate before declaring both of them were eggheads. Olivia joins in sometimes, but for the most part focuses on her little project. Ben busts out a poker set he'd brought with him, complete with chips. Really? Nice. As the sun gets closer and closer to setting, we all enjoy the evening. The sun's nearly set. The rest of the pizza's nearly out, and Ben's run out to get more soda and chips. I look out over the balcony to the city below, forming different plans for what we could do tomorrow. The possibilities are endless, aren't they? Behind me, I hear Liz chuckling to herself as she clags the poker chips she drained from us into neat stacks. As it would turn out, she had an unbeatable poker face. Or maybe she just had a neck long enough for it to, natural advantage. Like I said, I'm pretty damn sure she's just looking at the cards. Match after match, she'd shock the whole table. Wait, what if when she was stretching her neck she was... That's what I said. Something tugs at my sleeve. Hey. Yo, come here. I'm led by the sleeve to another of the lawn chairs where Olivia sits me down. She then takes a moment to look at me, even goes as far as to adjust my legs for some reason. When she seems satisfied with my position, Olivia lifts herself right onto my lap with the use of her arms and tail, wiggling herself around until her back is pressed firmly against my chest. Okay. Wow, what's this all about? Her tail wraps around my waist, securing herself to me. I guess she needs some extra warmth. Finishing touches, look! She points to the propped up easel. Finally, I can see what she was walking on. It's impressive how she managed to draw our villa. She'd been working on this for some time and the piece looks complete already. I start to ask what she means by finishing touches when she places the brush in my hand. Inko, help me finish it. Wait, what? Her voice is soft and inviting and her hand covers mine gently. How could I even consider resisting? Ah, magnifique. What? No, keep going. Alright. While she said keep going, I started to feel her hand guiding my gentle strokes. Slowly, the beautiful painting reaches completion. And all the while, Olivia and I bask in each other's hold. My chin rests atop her hair as she tries to concentrate. And her tail slithers and coils around my waist, keeping me as close to her as possible. Sadly, we are losing sunlight and the painting won't be able to dry overnight with how humid it is. It looks fantastic, Olivia. I know. I just want to keep going, though. In the morning then, okay? She grumbles to herself, but I feel her head nod. I try to move my leg, only for her tail to constrict just a bit too tight for comfort. Stay. What about... Stay. Already she's placed her palette and brush aside, leaning back heavily against me. I'll stay, but the painting should be put up. This Gator says later, right now we cuddle. Is there any pizza left? Yeah, we saved some since we didn't want to interrupt your moment. Shut up, I'm allowed to have this. Of course. Liz giggles into her hand and nods. A pizza pan is brought over and a circle is formed around it. Olivia basks in the delicious taste, chomping down on the last slices with a wide smile. I nearly bumped something off the table. It's Olivia's sketchbook. Hey, Olivia. You remember back on the second day of school we played a drawing game in Miss Prockling's class? Yeah? I think that was the first big thing to draw us together. I think you're right. What was? That's this game the other students would play, passing around a note and doodling on it together. Oh, that! I never got to participate, I'd just keep passing it along. I'd always draw a dick. Of course you would. I kinda want to do it again. Like a little send-off to our year at St. Hammond. You're corny. Nevertheless, she picks up the sketchbook and passes it to me. Yeah, I want to draw what I'll remember the year the most by. Geez, there's too much to pick from. Let me start and hand it over this way. Sure. Then gets the pad and starts carefully scribbling something down. In the meantime, Liz pipes up. So, any plans yet? She looks towards Olivia just as she finishes the final slice. Well, Ben here insists I should at least get some fancy diploma rather, just for the sake of it. So probably one of the nearby schools here just for a bit. I meant for tomorrow. Though I could help you find one if you want. I've already got a couple acceptance letters. Actually, I've gotten one too. Wasn't anything really amazing, truthfully. At least I won't have to worry about student debt thanks to my parents offering to foot the bill. Ben passes the sketchbook to Damien. No dicks. Oh, come on. I know, jeez. What about you, Ben? You going straight to school after the summer? Well, he comes to himself as he stares off into the distance. I was thinking of taking a few months off. Lou, a close friend had a vacancy in a backpacking trip starting next month. Lunara? Okay. And she said it'd be good for me. I figured I'd consider my future after I've seen more of the world. Sounds romantic, dude. Should tell Lunara how you feel during it, man. Of course. Damien! Grins and points finger guns at Ben. I mean... Yeah, I prefer the direct approach that Damien has. Oh man, all we are going right back to school? We're just gonna go find a job or something. Oh no, not without some help, Damien. Knowing you, you'd end up working as some science spinner or something. Hey, science spinning looks fun. Liz finally gives a look at the sketchbook. From my angle here, I see it's really filling up. No peeking. She makes a quick walk of the sketch, and finally the circle is complete when I get the sketchbook back. Pick something good to finish it off, alright? Oh my god, again? I cannot draw with my mouse! The page is like the little scrapbook of our time at St. Hammond. Ben had drawn a brief gig as Yarakan's apprentices for that wedding. Damien tried his best depicting the arcade trip. That looks great. And Liz chose to depict her dance with Damien. I knew I was going to come up eventually. Olivia and Turn drew our dance alongside it. Boy, do I have some competition here. Alright. One last drawing, let's see. Oh, come on! It's zoomed in, and I wanted to see everything. Ah, oh, come on, you cannot... I don't know what to draw. I cannot draw with my mouse or to save my life or anything. Come on. You know what? I might as well go with the joke at the first time I drew an Amogus. So now... No, this is not a dick. This is also a crewmate. I hate drawing with my mouse. Hate me all you want, I cannot draw with mouse. Oh shit, honestly. I used to be good with pencil. Not anymore, definitely not with a mouse. Zoom out, I want to see everything. One moment. Okay, let's take a look. There's Ben, there's our photo session, arcade, Liz. That's a long neck. That's pretty darn cute. Olivia, the dance, the heart-shaped neck. This is freaking beautiful. Our own dance. Awesome. My drawing joins the rest, and I look over the whole thing once more. Dude, I think you've gotten just a little better. I want to keep this one. It's all yours. We keep talking about our senior year and what comes next for some time. Finally, the sun has set and the moon has risen, framing the balcony perfectly for what I was waiting for. I motioned to Olivia so she'd finally let me stand, which she reluctantly does. Standing and stretching, I feel the pins and needles on my legs slowly fade as I walk to the corner of the balcony. All reliable. Must have taken hundreds of pictures with this bad boy. None of them seem to have noticed it here, thankfully, as I looked again at the chattering group on the balcony. My friends. Somehow I think this picture will mark the precise end of one point in our lives and the start of another. Maybe that's what all pictures do? I make a quick work of setting everything up just right, the angle, the settings, everything. Yep, it's time. Hey everyone. Heston, Olivia rolls her eyes but smiles, seeing I'm up to old tricks. I see where this is going. Alright, just one. Thanks, I got a feeling this is gonna be a keeper. And there's no pool for them to dunk me in. David adjusts the seating to bring Liz closer to him. The focus, f-stop and ISO are all ideal, no worries for motion blur or anything. I quickly go to sit right by Olivia again, embracing her in a similar way. How do we know when it's done? It's not on a timer, I got a switch here. Oh, on cheese? Sure. Actually, better yet, I just thought of something just for Olivia. We were talking about this earlier. I tell them what I thought up. Olivia's brow furrows defiantly. That's lame, please don't. My camera. Just this one time, alright? You got it. Everyone ready? Once more I'm enveloped in Olivia's arms and tail, and I can feel her joy and annoyance radiate from her more brilliantly than the last rays of sunlight. All eyes look to my DSLR set in the corner, smiles adorning faces from the prospect of this moment being immortalized forever. One moment before... Okay, Ben, us, Olivia being freaking adorable, a lovely looking painting, Damien, Liz looking freaking adorable. But when I look at this, I don't know. I think there's some sort of reflection over here. It's like a hand. That's definitely not Ben's, because that's someone who should be like behind the table. But there is definitely a hand reflecting in this. And you know what, if this is what I think it is, then I think we did well, and I think Mr. Yarakan also knows that we did well. Here's to the future, yeah? And to good fortunes to come, and good friends we've all made. It's just a picture, don't make it weird. I think it's a bit more than that. 3, 2, 1... I want to hug that Gator. Adorable. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, that was... You know what? That was freaking awesome. Like, for real, I don't even have any proper words to... Oh wow, it's not over yet. Okay, and it's, whoa, okay, so it's going on its own. Although maybe I should take a break. It'd be nice to take my whatnot on a double date. I'll be down in the city again soon. I think I'll call them now to arrange something. Oh, cool. So I guess it's kind of like, where are they now or something like that? Those two? They're doing great. Thanks for asking. How am I doing? I'm glad you asked. I finally found a career path that really speaks to me. Oh my god. Starting next week, I'm not going to be Damien any longer. My new name will be Rory the Reading Raptor. Like, the only thing that I got in my mind is Mr. Rogers. Is this what you're going for, Damien? Hello? Oh, it's you. Inko and Olivia? They've moved. They're still a short drive away, just the town over while Olivia's in college. I think Inko said he found an internship. It's a little annoying having to drive the extra distance, but her stuff is really flying off the shelves these days at my store, and Damien loves coming along to catch up. Like I said, this is all on automatic, so I'm not moving anything. But yeah, this is freaking 10 out of 10, honestly. This is freaking 10 out of 10. An amazing story. Oh, hello you two. Hey girl, haven't seen you in forever. Like, when was the last time? It was just before that school dance thing. Oh, why did we even hang around that bitch? I always hated her. Of course you did. She was just a different person before. So, do you get the designs I asked for? You know it, I'll make tribal gobs be the next huge thing to take up, trust me. Excellent. Oh my god, it's that dream sequence, Olivia. But I want to talk, yeah. Nito and Halford. Those names will stick with me, for better or worse. Mostly for the stress they caused me. It's like they were magnets for trouble, always right in front of the auditor. But I'm keeping an eye on their careers. They may be visiting again sooner than they expect. And once again, I really like how that cat smiles on her mug. And yeah, I want to sort of talk about a couple of things, but there's constantly something popping in, right? Think on Olivia, I don't watch cooking shows. There were students here, Solly. Of course. Oh, the monkey boy. Dude, you're the one to talk. I'm proud of him. He's a good soldier, and I wish him luck in his cooking thing. Oh my god. Yeah, no words, thanks. I wanna say a couple of things, but there's constantly shifting back to what's going on further and further, so yeah, just gonna wait. Ah, little Inko. I feel in a world where everyone was constantly giving out advice, I was the only one listening to his at times. Yeah, especially the one with the clothing. I'm grateful for him, truly. I've never felt closer to the youth of today. Although after that head slide I pulled, my back was killing me for ages. But it was nice to feel young again. I hope the young love those two share blossoms into something beautiful. And honestly, like I said, I constantly want to say something here, but I don't know what, and I don't know what's my time limit between the scenes, so... Oh, those two? They just came to visit us last week. Yes, they miss my cooking too much. It was so nice to see them again, especially since we only have Vinny with us in the house now. I do miss those times when the house was more hectic, as surprising as that sounds. They're their own people now, but our little nest is always open for them. And once again, no, you know what, I'm just gonna wait for these two. Inky and Livy? Yeah, they came by not too long ago. We spent the whole morning just playing video games. And after that, Inky tried to play the street hockey with me. It was so much fun, and he looked really happy even after I accidentally hit him with a slap shot. I mean, I guess you're like the... Even Olivia agreed that he had fun, but he was too tired and needed to take a nap because he was getting old. Oh, come on. But like, you are his first actual family, so... No wonder that he would be happy about all this. So, you're that psycho Ben guy? Never took you for that type. Come on, that's rude. Don't call him that, he's Hank. You know I love you, girl. I don't mean nothing by it. You found someone too, I see. Oh, that grin. Yeah, and he's just my type. He plays video games, he doesn't shower, and he moderates online forums. What the fuck? No fucking way. But do you see that, Snoot Bros and Gator Bros? There is someone your type out there, definitely. Inko. Oh, he was one of Trent's assistants at my wedding. It hasn't been that long, honestly. We wish we could have seen him at Trent's services, lend an ear to him as well. And all. Send our regards his way. I might have a request for him soon. We just found out that we're gonna have a kid. We definitely need some high quality photos on that day. Only now, as the credits roll, I realize how many people we actually met on our way. Welcome, my friend. Are you here for the usual? Well, I have been practicing a new technique. After all, as an artist, you must always challenge the skill, so must the chef and showman work to expand their repertoire. Do be mindful, though, that you should lean back. My last friend is still missing his eyebrows. Right. Oh, hello, you. Never heard of them? You got the wrong person. Of course. Now scram, I'm busy trying to get certified as a real mechanic. I don't got time to reminisce about brands and if I know them or not. How nice of you. Maybe I did. A long time ago, but not anymore. Not anymore. How nice of you, for real. Okay, so... Oh, this one looks amazing. Is there anyone else that we are sort of, let's say, missing, or? Of course, and my only one drawing, that's... Yeah, thanks. Ending 4 of 4. Oh my god. Complete the other endings to get something extra. Hey, wait a minute. This is not everything. I want to show you a couple more things. First of all, other endings. I'm not gonna analyze all of them like I did with Snoot, but I want to give you a quick rundown on what happens in them. In ending number 1, Inko becomes a true piece of shit. He learns nothing from people around him. He relies on them to do the heavy lifting and thinking for him, even with Olivia, and acts as if showering someone with cash is how you show affection. In a way, he becomes a younger version of his parents, which eventually leads to a tragedy that I don't want to spoil for you, but notice, you will feel like shit once you witness this. I personally never wanted to punch someone more through the screen than I did at that moment. All because he couldn't pull his head out of his ass, and because he didn't bother to relate to Olivia and help her in her worst times. In ending 2, Inko becomes a simp, and that's how the route is called, the simp route. He focuses on Olivia, and while his actions help her to become more confident in how she acts, it also makes her become arrogant and aggressive. In the end, it blows up right back at him during formal, where Olivia makes a rather aggressive speech and Inko finally stands up to her. They break up, but Inko crawls back to her. Olivia finally allows him back in, but after several years, it shows that they're in a loveless relationship where Olivia focuses only on her art and despises the mere idea of being mentioned as a disabled artist. All the while, Inko gives up on his hopes and dreams and reduces himself to a regular wagey just to be at home and support Olivia in all she does. In ending 3, Inko pulls his head out of his ass and is there for Olivia, but does not manage to get deep enough into her heart to properly help her cope with Yadakan's passing. He's there for her physically, but since his actions never helped Olivia to grow on her own, she does not know how to properly process everything that's been happening in her life. In a way, she relies on Inko with almost everything. She even skips out on a speech for Yadakan's eulogy. With time, Inko becomes a rather successful businessman, and it allows him to support Olivia, who became a digital artist taking commissions through streams. Eventually, Olivia finally manages to let go of Yarakan, and after visiting him at his grave, she looks at Inko with a smile, knowing that now she has the strength to move on. In a way, it's an ending 4, but with a delay. As for the ending reel that you saw, the more endings you will get and the more people you will meet on your journey, the more you will see in that ending reel, giving their opinions about your actions and consequences of everything. I'm not going to show them because, well, one thing, spoilers, and also play the game yourself. You will not regret it. However, once you get every single of the ending, you will see one more thing at the very end. And this is something that I cannot leave out. Here, take a look. And this is what I'm talking about. Once you get all 4 endings and you return to the title screen, you will see this nice button, E4 Epilogue. And I have not played this one out yet, otherwise I would not have it. Let's take a look together at what happens once we click it. July 6th, 2027 BC. I'm still not doing the funny format. As we step out of the theater hall together, the harsh glare from the afternoon sun is only stymied by my prescription glasses. Also, I gotta admit that the older guys have style. Inko has that one day beard. Olivia looks great. Damien looks like actually he's taking care of himself, or Liz does it. Liz definitely had a change of let's say hairdo. I think I prefer the shorter hair that she had earlier, but never mind. The rest of our group aren't so lucky as I listen to their hisses of pain. We stopped just beside the box office poster of the latest work from the production company Olivia and I got to work for. What did they think? Olivia and I turned to look at our guests, excited to hear their thoughts. This was the glowing start to our careers after all. And while we're only interns now, the studio had promised us at least part-time positions for the quality of our work. My girlfriend's hand-painted poster was definitely drawing eyes. As for me, I was in charge of finding the locales for various scenes. This meant I was out in the field taking scenic photos to show directors exactly how certain shots should be framed. That, and I had just started training for actual camera work too. Well, I thought it was good. Man, that script kinda sucked, huh? Didn't you just ask them for their opinions? And the score. And the acting. Basically everything that wasn't advertising and cinematography. Aren't you humble? The movie was fine. Get better standards. I don't want to work in bad movies, I want to work in good ones. That's true, nobody ever got anywhere by underselling themselves. Should you really be that critical, Liz? You are still selling Olivia's prints after all. Well, you also do have to start somewhere. Everyone was an amateur once, even you guys. With a loud harumph, Olivia crosses her arms. We'll see if I'll invite you next time then. I didn't mean it like that, Olivia. You and Inko did great, the sets looked fantastic and the locations were really nice too. Inko, tell her I didn't mean it. Olivia already knows. Even with her head turned away, I can see how her tail is flicking side to side. Well, only one thing left to do. Our Dilo-Spino friend motions towards the long and dirty red carpet still sitting in the foyer of the theater. Making a signal, I slowly push Olivia over it, my partner pretending to wave at an imaginary crowd for the premiere of the film. Ah, adorable. Finally, we exit the building. Liz is right behind us, holding the door open for Damien as he finishes rolling up the router he brought from home just for the occasion. You guys have any other plans for today? Yes, sorry, but my boss needs me at the studio soon. They want to make sure I remember the script for tomorrow's morning show. I thought you said you ad-libbed everything. Yeah, why do you think they're calling me in again? I can't hide my wins. It's all good, the writers are just butthurt that I can come up with better lines all the time. Okay, let's go with that explanation. Though for Damien, I wouldn't be surprised. Liz sighs. I've also got business to attend to. There's a full crate waiting in my office that I need to process, and Lunara asked me to set some aside, and then there's the historical foundation whose order is missing and... Breathe, Sunflower. Damien's hand rubs her back soothingly, making her head droop slightly. Right, sorry. That's fine, you already received my newest set though, right? Yes, and there's already a queue of buyers, he's really starting to take off. Because you're a good saleswoman. They smile at one another. Ah, that's nice that they got along. Do you two need a ride? Olivia shakes her head in the negative. We'll be good, Liz. In that case, we'll see you two later. Bye, Olivia. Bye, Inko. Swing by my office sometime. We'll do brunch. Sounds like a plan. Oh, and Inko. I receive his silent message with a nod. My fingers brush over my pocket and Damien nods. He smiles in recognition, both of us grinning as our girlfriends look confused. With waves of goodbye, we go our separate ways. our oldest friends heading towards the parking lot while we veered down the sidewalk. Traveling down the worn pavement of Volcaldera Bluffs, Olivia and I reminisce, pointed at how much or how little the city has changed around us as we wander aimlessly down memory lane. Though as we wander, I know there's a destination I'm particularly heading for. Carefully, I weave our path to my end goal, hearing the tiniest of gasps from my girlfriend when she sees the familiar water feature. Entering that park from so long ago, Olivia can only smile and take in how it all still looks the exact same. Even the stairs upward, though this time I'm more capable of carrying her up. I've recently gotten into a bit of farming as well. I got a little garden going. It's tough work, but the fresh food is well worth it. I've been considering documenting my progress and posting it online. Maybe some of my other findings. Turns out, self-sustainability makes you a lot more in tune with the world you live in. I ease her down gently on the ledge of the fountain, her tail's tip tracing over the water's surface slowly. Wow, I can't believe it's still here. Yeah, brings back a lot of memories. Just a moment, the park is all white, the air is cold, and a younger Olivia is sitting beside me. And with a blink, I'm back to the present, though Olivia seems to still be in that moment as she stares wistfully at the water pouring down the fountainhead. Time passes as I simply stand beside her, listening to the trickle of water splash down. Finally, I feel her clawed fingers take hold of my hand, the scales of her palm meeting the skin of mine. She's finally come back. A heavy shuddering breath passes through her lips. Welcome back. She rolls her eyes and snores derisively. But her fingers tighten around my hand. It feels like a lifetime ago now, doesn't it? Yeah, but I still remember it perfectly. Right down to our lousy wishes. She turns herself fully to me. I think they were good wishes. They came true after all. She looks back to the fountain. Yeah, they did. It was a pretty wild day, huh? Real bittersweet. Yeah. We were pretty dumb back then. At least I was, trying to jump up here. And then I helped you the rest of the way, yeah. It's a good kind of stupid. Miss Scaler got a hold of me the other day. She wants me to be an alumni speaker. Back in the same classroom even. I'll stand where he stood. You gonna do it? I think I will. I want to pass on to others what was passed on to me. In a way, it all started here. It was. Those were some pretty lucky wishes. I want to test it. I quirk an eyebrow at her. I'm saying we should do it again. Alright then. With my free hand, I reach into my pocket. Whoops, wrong one. Only one thing is in that pocket, and it isn't a coin. I have to draw away my other hand so I can check my last pocket. And come up with only a single silver quarter. Well, do you want to have the wish? She chews her lip in thought. What if we both flip it and wish? Like sharing? Yeah, like sharing. Together then. Olivia nods once more, taking my hand. The coin is balanced on my finger and her thumb is primed to click it. On 3, 2, 1. Despite the awkwardness, Olivia manages to flip the coin perfectly into the well. I make my wish, curling my hand around hers. Although it sort of forms into a prayer by the end. It's an important one. Well? What do you wish for, looking all intense like that? You go first. Olivia's hand leaves mine once more as she clenches her fingers together on her lap. To be as good a teacher as he was, and to be able to bring out the most in those around me. You've already done so with me. You're making me blush, cut it out. Okay, what was yours? My wish. Oh man. Yes. Perfect. That was perfect. And we got a new splash screen. But yeah, that's it. I don't really think I need to tell much more. That was a wonderful story. Also, not only about not as much about self-discovery, but about learning how to function around people. Like, I don't want to go too philosophical, but I believe that what Inko in this case needed was to see that his family wasn't exactly, let's say, the most functional, and he had to learn how to be in one with the Pains and with Olivia. And Olivia had to learn how to look past her own disability in a way that it stopped, let's say, blocking out every single good thing that came in, so she would not see every single, let's say, act of kindness towards her as pity from someone. All in all, that was a wonderful story, and I'm actually kind of sad that it's over because, yeah, 2 games back to back, like 2 wonderful stories back to back. I'm gonna miss it, but yeah, I believe that's all. That's all for today. And that's all for I Wani Gator. So, time to wrap everything up. I really hope that you enjoyed this episode and that you enjoyed the entire series. And as always, I will see you in the next video with a new game. Have a great one.